We live in a beautiful city, full of history, a history that hasn't always been easy, but we have always moved forward.
Full of promise, the promise of hard work winning every day, and a future that is ours to make.
Filled with people who truly care about each other and who work hard and laugh easily.
Join us as we explore this place we call home. Explore Tulsa.
Hey, welcome to Explore Tulsa. I'm Austin Morton, and it's great to have you here.
It's been an awesome week in Tulsa. Still a little chilly now, but we saw hints of spring-like earlier this week. I'm Trish, and we're excited to bring you this week's show.
Speaking of, what's the one thing that comes to mind when we talk about spring?
Well, it's gotta be flowers. Spring flowers.
Yep, and we've got flowers.
And not just any flowers, but a designer who brings a unique perspective when it comes to providing awesome arrangements for events, parties, and weddings. She lives in Tulsa now, but this isn't her hometown.
I grew up in the center of France. It's called Clermont-Ferrand. It's 3 hours south of Paris. We had a big garden, probably half an acre. So my mom always had a big space for flowers. My mom always made flower arrangements for our house, always. And I did too. And I had forgotten about this for the longest time. And so I guess I had this with me somewhere, buried. I knew nothing about weddings or making bouquets or anything. I just taught myself, started from home, from the sunroom. And my first year I did 10 little weddings. I got flowers and just practiced and learned how to make race corsages and bouquets and all those things on my own. And so kind of slowly grew, my business grew. Second year I did 46 weddings, and I worked out of the garage for probably 10 years until I moved here in this location. I was doing things differently, a little bit more French, European looking. I think my style was fresh, and people, girls like this. And back then, weddings were not the production that they are now, but definitely I think brides were looking for something different than other florists were putting together. They were very traditional. Every bride is unique, everybody is different, and even if I make a lot of white bridal bouquets, I think about it a lot and make sure they don't look like each other. So usually brides come over with pictures. They have ideas, some kind of ideas of what they want. Sometimes very precise ideas, sometimes just concepts. So I look at those pictures, ask about colors, ask all sorts of questions. I need to understand what they want, what they like, what they don't like, what they don't want. And whatever they don't know, I feel like I can help them to define and dig a little bit more in that vision. And we look at more pictures together. I take a lot of notes and we go from there. A lot of brides like to preserve their bridal bouquets. So there was a lady in town, we used to do this, and she contacted us asking us if we could take over her business. We did, so we started this year. We learned the flower preservation process. We tested. We worked on it for probably 6 months before we were able to provide a product like this. We've worked with a couple people on boxes. Our boxes are custom made, so they had to be perfect, and we're happy with the final product now. So we have pretty much every Monday brides who contact us. They just got married and they ask us to preserve their bouquets. So these are fun. We love those products. They are definitely artistic in the textures and the colors, in the way the textures and the colors are mixed together. I think they are romantic too. There's always softness about it, fullness too. And I like to make it a piece of art, unique, definitely. This is part of me and my DNA now.
Just so beautiful, and even if the calendar says it's still winter, it's never wrong to want fresh flowers for any occasion.
Before we know it, wedding season will be here, and now is a great time to start planning. Our thanks to Anne-Marie for opening her doors to us.
She really is awesome, and I love her accent. A little European flair right here in Tulsa.
Well, it's all down home Oklahoma when we come back, right here with more Explore Tulsa after this. Don't go away.
The future has arrived. Video Revolution introduces Sony OLED Ultra 4K TV, the ultimate experience you've been waiting for. Sony HDR OLED TVs with color and detail so precise, you won't believe your eyes and ears. Watch the big game or your favorite movie. Immersed in vivid HDR color, deep black levels, lifelike detail, and crisp, clear sound which bursts from the built-in sub and speakers through the acoustic screen to dazzle your senses. Access content through thousands of apps from Amazon and Netflix to YouTube and more. With Sony's advanced voice search, you spend less time browsing and more time watching. And all images upscaled to 4K. Sony HDR OLED TV has arrived. Experience it now at Video Revolution, northwest corner of 71st and Lewis, and VideoRevolution.com.
If you miss any of our stories, find Explore Tulsa on YouTube. There you can catch up on shows you missed, or browse our catalog of over 1,700 stories about the people, places, and events that make us proud to call Tulsa home.
All right, cowboy, it's time to saddle up and hit the rodeo.
Actually, I think this one is Cowgirl Up. We met a couple of young riders that have been in the saddle since before they could even remember, and along with their mom and dad, spend their weekends riding rodeo and enjoying quality family time.
I've always had a horse since I was 9. I've never not had one. So yes, I competed. I started in high school and started barrel racing and really enjoyed it. I competed in some rodeos throughout college. Ran a lot of jackpots, barrel races, and things like that. Trained quite a few horses. The Palomino gelding that the girls run, that's really great in barrels and poles and pretty much everything. I trained him. I've had him since he was a baby and he's 16 now. So yeah, I do the training now. I ride the young horses and train them, and then the girls get to take them over and enjoy. The National Little Briches Rodeo Association is for kids 18 and under. They do scholarship programs and things like that for the kids.
Well, the first Little Briches we went to, I saw a bunch of people doing it and it looked really fun. And so the next rodeo we went to, I still didn't do it, but they left the stuff up because they were gonna start with trail the next morning. So I went out on the arena and I started just going around the stuff, and it was really fun, so I wanted to try it.
They are national, so they're all over. Every state in the country is involved in it.
It was really fun. It was a lot more competitive.
It's extremely competitive, and I really like it because you don't have to worry about challenging yourself because other people do it for you.
But we could compete, and we went to a lot of places to try to get all of our qualifying times, and our goal was just to make it to finals.
You have to qualify top 7 in 5 rodeos in order to make it to the finals.
The whole point is to be like the best of the best, and it takes a lot of practice and hard work to get there.
Last year was our first year to be in that, and so the girls liked it so much that they're in the association again this year. They've been on horseback since they were in my stomach. So they've ridden from the time they were babies.
I started riding on my own when I was about 3. I was a pretty good kid. I listened really well to my parents and to other people's parents. So it was pretty easy for them to just kind of let me go on my own.
We started doing play days at first.
When I was that age, we still lived in Arkansas, so we were play dating there. And then when we moved here, we started going to the Coweta Roundup Club, and we did play days there. We still do for practice and fun, and you know.
So they share a couple horses for both events that they do. They do barrels, poles, goat tying. Aniston does trail course. She just started that this year, and she's really liking that.
She is a really good rider for her age and just overall.
I'm always coaching and, you know, making sure everything's right and and cheering them on as they're running.
It's really important for me to be able to spend time with my family, and being able to do it makes me happy that I can spend that time with my family, because there's a lot of kids who ride horses or go to all these fancy rodeos and their parents don't know anything about horses. So sometimes they're only siblings and it's just them. And I don't think it's as much fun that way. I think it's a lot more fun, and it means a lot more to you if you have someone who's there that, you know, can always help you. Like my mom, she's always there to help. She's, trained us how to ride, she taught us how to ride, helped us with training our horses and everything else. And a lot of kids have to go to other people for help, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't think it means as much to you if it's not a parent or a sibling or, you know, stuff like that.
My sister teaches me a lot, and she always helps me. She's always there for me, and having her it's really important to me because she's always there for me.
It takes a lot of time and effort, you know, and training and teaching them and them, you know, working really hard with their horse. It's a team effort, which is more important to me than anything, because they learn so much. They learn so much respect and responsibility. You know, riding and taking care of their horses and knowing what it takes, you know, to be good, and dedication. So I feel like that makes them very well-rounded.
Well, nothing more Oklahoma than horse trailers and the rodeo and fancy belt buckles.
And learning how to accept responsibility and have a little fun while you're at it. Did you see the size of those belt buckles?
Yeah, that was a lot of hardware and awards between those two. Pretty impressive. Now, do you want more impressive? Stay tuned for our next story right after this.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Discover the benefits of making the right connections at Video Revolution. Connect with the expert staff who will take the time to understand and satisfy your technology needs. The installation staff will make it easy to maximize your new equipment for years of high-definition inspiration. Inspirational video and audio now with voice-driven built-in internet streaming apps. Connections, real live ones with people who know and care. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
You enjoy watching the show. We enjoy making it. Follow us on Instagram for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at how Explore Tulsa comes to life.
What in the world are you doing, Austin?
Hey, I was looking ahead to our next story, and I was warming up with a few breakdancing moves just in case I needed to step in.
Okay, I think maybe we should leave the awesome dance moves to a professional, like this guy. But nice windmill, though.
As I was younger, my mom, they would always play music around, and I would just dance like Michael Jackson. I would see videos of like Usher, and I'm like, I always want to do that. I want to like glide around, so I would always like just glide around my room. My mom would put me in like different types of musicals and stuff like that, so that's how I ended up having a love for just like the arts in general and stuff like that. When I was in high school, I joined a show choir, the Jinx Trojan Airs at Jinx High School, and my teacher, Larry Downey, and Mrs. Hester, they were always commenting. They were like, Chris, you know, you can dance. You can dance. You should be a dancer. You should be a dancer. And I'm like, maybe, you know, I can move. But then they kept on pushing it and like you really have this talent. And I said, okay, maybe I guess I'll just try it. And just from there on, I just continued just like to take, like I said earlier, take class and just meet different people to help like hone me in and figure out who I was as an artist and stuff like that. From there on, I was like, I have to do this. I have to learn. I want to grow. I want to become better. I want to be great myself. So it took me just being in the studio and just taking class upon class upon class upon class in order to gain that knowledge of dance and to gain that knowledge of my body to become a better dancer and to become a better artist. It's a lot of training. I say we're athletes, because we push just as hard as your football player, your basketball player. We just don't dribble the ball. We just move our body all day, every day. So I feel like we're athletes, no matter what anybody says. I do freestyle because I feel like as a dancer and a choreographer, you have to be able to freestyle in order to create different pieces and different sets and stuff like that. So yeah, I do freestyle, but right now I do honestly focus more on the choreography side of it and creating different pieces and choreography for music videos and like here at the studio, competition pieces and stuff like that. So right now I do a lot of competition choreography for tons of studios in Oklahoma. So here in Oklahoma City, I have actually choreographed for Brian Nira. He was on NBC's The Voice season 10, so I've done, I think, 3 of his music videos. I've competed in the Hip Hop International, which is the Olympics of hip hop. We got 13th place in the United States. We didn't make it to the national level, but we did get 13th in the United States. When you're teaching somebody to dance, you're just teaching them just like the fundamentals and the way to express. But when you're like choreographing for artists, you have to come with the whole vision of what you want, then come up with the choreo, then come up with the different formations and the way that's gonna look. And it's a lot. It can get stressful, but then you go back and remember this is what you love to do, and you wouldn't be wanting to do anything else except that. So I always thank God and just like I'm happy of what I'm really happy I get to do what I want to do, because a lot of people don't. I created a video to Bruno Mars called Finesse, and so I had everybody like tag it and stuff like that. And a few weeks later, coming to find out, he puts out this montage of videos of his people dancing to his song. Only like 18 people out of thousands got on it, and I'm watching it, and there it is, there's my video, and I'm literally in the studio, and I drop and throw my stuff out and just totally freak out because I'm like, Bruno Mars just liked my video and put it on there and put my name in the credits. I'm like, this is crazy. So I can't help but to smile, honestly, because I'm like, wow, I've always wanted to do this growing up. I've always wanted to be in music videos. I've always wanted to dance in music videos. I've always wanted to be that person, and now that I get to see my work on YouTube and on TV with millions of views, most of those music videos that Brian has out has over 1 million views, and I'm like, this I helped put into this. I helped this. So it's just really cool to see.
Sure, so he can dance a little.
He can dance a lot. That's an impressive career, and there's way more to come, I'm sure.
Truth out, it's absolutely amazing what Chris and others like him can do. They are athletes for sure, and it takes an enormous amount of commitment to perform at that level.
And it takes a whole new level of commitment for our next story too. You'll see why in a moment.
Like parents have a thing, when it gets too quiet in the home, we're worried, you know what I mean? I don't like silence in the home because it just feels dead.
Silence, that just doesn't feel like a creative place to me.
Turning on music in your house is almost like turning on the lights in your house.
Music makes mundane stuff better.
Full screen HD, let me take another picture, let me pull it to the pre.
Silence is probably the enemy of a happy home.
Bring the music home on the corner of 71st and Lewis.
Do you have the inside scoop on an incredible person, business, or event that Tulsans should know about? Email us or message us on Facebook and tell us why you think we should feature them on Explore Tulsa.
Hey, thanks for coming back for more Explore Tulsa, the show about everything Tulsa.
Okay, so we've had a little sunshine, and the temperature has crept up a little for a few days. But trust me, my friend, we're not quite done with winter yet.
That's right, and the people that are going to know that best are these crazy people in this next segment.
I actually started with Special Olympics before coming on with Tulsa County Sheriff's Office. In a previous job, I actually had the opportunity to help be a coach for some Special Olympics athletes. And then once I got to the Sheriff's Office, I had a unique opportunity again to get plugged in and help our office with Special Olympics, and one of those events being the Polar Plunge. So I've been with Polar Plunge about 8 years now. We have some sports that are unified, like softball.
I am a partner athlete, which means I help the special needs kids help do softball.
Bowling, we have other sports like bocce ball they participate in, track and field activities, swimming. There's just a variety of events that athletes can participate in.
I played in 4th and 5th grade, and then in 6th grade they didn't need me anymore. So then I'm running the torch for the Special Olympics now, and then now I'm doing the Polar Plunge. And I'm getting to actually help coach a unified softball team.
What drew me to this knee initially is just one of the first athletes I met come up to me and talk to me, and just to be able to interact with those athletes and see the light in their eyes when they interact with you. They want to give you big hugs. They just appreciate you and all the things that you do for them. Like I said, it does more for me than it does for them, I believe, at times, most definitely.
I love seeing how happy the special needs kids get whenever you help them do stuff, and how excited they get. Realizing where they struggle and how to help them.
It does impact the families, the parents, seeing their kids loved on and given attention, people going above and beyond to help those kids. And I personally have family in my life that are impacted with special needs. So to know there's people out there who are willing to do things to help raise funds so that our athletes can participate in these events is just amazing.
So there's a partner with every athlete to help them. You get paired with an athlete. So there's not one person teaches everything.
It's amazing to see our athletes and the things that they do and the things that they accomplish through sports. It makes you really think that you wake up in the morning, you have an ache or pain, but then you see these athletes who do have challenges overcome those challenges every day. And it just warms your heart. And they say they're heroes, but really they're our heroes, because seeing them overcome challenges every day through these sports and activities, it's not just sports that they do and overcome. It helps them build confidence. It helps them build their public speaking abilities. It helps them with relationship building and all kind of things. So when these athletes participate in these things, it does amazing things for them and for their families. There are 16 plunges happening all across the state of Oklahoma this year. Last year we had over 1,000 athletes participate in the plunge. All the money that's raised from the plunges goes directly to the athletes here in Oklahoma. It stays here to help our Oklahoma athletes participate in their events throughout the year. We encourage anyone who wants to help out Special Olympics to sign up for the plunge. There is a website that's available. They can go on that website, click on Polar Plunge, click on the plunge closest to their area, and sign up. They can either join a team or they can form their own team. There's going to be a lot of law enforcement teams out there, there's corporate teams out there, and then there are people who just plunge as individuals.
I don't know what to expect yet. I just know it's going to be cold.
when you sign up to come to the Plunge, you're signing up to do something that not everybody has the opportunity to do. And I say opportunity because it's just that. It's not an obligation, it's an opportunity to do something special. But when you come to the Plunge, whatever team you join will be called out. They will have the opportunity to rush into the freezing cold water. But before they do that, before they have that opportunity, they are challenged to raise funds for our athletes. So we raise funds every year. Once you get your funds raised, you can participate in the Plunge. So plunge into that freezing cold water. Be prepared for the shock. Be prepared for the awe. But just be prepared to have fun as well.
I'm calling shotgun on this one. You're driving.
Wow, I don't know if I want to do this one. Great cause, awesome people, but that water is going to be cold, and I'm just not a fan of colds.
I think enough people will step up to make this a great event. If you don't have the guts to take the plunge, then be sure to show up to cheer on the swimmers. You may even be a little surprised at some of the costumes or the lack of costumes.
Well, with that in mind, it's time we break, but we'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
When it's time to turn it on, turn it all the way on with Sonos. Sonos, leading the way in innovative audio solutions for your home. Experience crystal clear, full-bodied sound at any volume level. And with rock-solid wireless performance and a system that's easy to set up, control, and expand, your Sonos can be completely customized to fit your needs. Video Revolution is your Tulsa source for all things Sonos. And right now is the perfect time to come in and talk audio. Video Revolution and Sonos, partners in superior audio quality and exceptional customer service on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
And you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Well, Austin, another fun week, but that's all for now.
That was fun. We want to take a moment to thank the guys that have made it possible for us to do this for almost 8 years now.
Video Revolution and Dr. Zollner and Associates are both businesses that support Tulsa in an awesome way and have both been in business for decades. And thank you to Apollo's Martial Arts for stepping up as a new sponsor. The new Confident You begins at Apollo's, serving Tulsa for over 3 decades.
So support the guys that support you. Shop local and shop Tulsa.
Well, that's all for now. You're awesome, Tulsa. We'll see you around the bend.
That sound that we were able to capture on the what the heck is going on over there? It's just cracking me up.